So, that was something else.
God dang it. The music is so good!
So what did you think of it?
Super sexy. This is ShadyCarCast.
Would it make you think of the title, Me Love You Long Time?
No, I think it's too groovy for that. It needs a classier name.
Beefy and Teethy?
Maybe that.
You mean like the Bear of a Sea?
Oh, yeah, something like that. Ooh, Barracuda. So welcome to the Mach7 podcast. That was the new intro that we will probably always use from now on. Not true. I don't know if that's going to happen. Shadow of Mordor came out this week, so I am half man, half wraith, Andrew. Joining me this week is half dwarf, half orc, Chris. Oh, God, not again.
It's your choice.
I don't care.
Keep the door closed.
Oh, can we redo it with her thoughts on it?
No.
It's too late.
Too late?
No,
Yeah.
I never want
And she
to
didn't open the
listen
door,
to
so I
that
don't
again.
care. So, Chris, you're here. I'm leaving all that in. Chris, you're here.
Yeah, I am here.
And half hobbit, half goblin, Travis.
Wow. Once again, it's Tyrone / Ice-T.
I mean, he might be a half hobbit and a half goblin, but he can kill barracudas by flexing at them.
So the I wish I had I fought a barracuda story now has its own lore to it, so that's good. And that is part of it. To explain to the viewers who didn't understand that inside joke that they weren't around for. So, what do you guys got to talk about?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, we recently just did a live stream for the very first time.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. How did that go? I didn't get
It was
to watch
pretty...
It was mediocre,
okay.
but I enjoyed it. Andrew played most of the time.
Well, the entire time.
Yeah. And I was manning the chat, and it was fun. More than anything, it was fun.
Okay.
But before that, I think there's something else we want to talk about.
Is there?
Yeah,
I mean,
we
could just jump right into Shadow of Mordor if you want.
Well, I thought we were going to take our 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. So Travis has a message he'd like to say to all our viewers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, recently we just got 40 subscribers, and we broke 100 views on our very first episode, and we just want to take a few minutes to thank you guys so much for being so supportive of this. We do this for fun, and we're enjoying it. But to see that you guys are actually watching it and then we're seeing the views go up on all of our other videos, we just want to say thank you so much. It just makes it even more meaningful for us to do this.
Wait, like 2 weeks ago, didn't we only have like 20 subscribers?
Yup.
Exactly.
Wow, that's actually impressive.
And then Travis started editing the podcast and suddenly it just blows up. I don't understand it.
But like I said, we just thank you so much, guys, for watching it. It's a blast to do, and we're glad that you guys are liking it. Please leave more comments for what you guys want us to talk about or what you like or what you don't like. So just keep us informed. We'll make sure we make the podcast better every time.
See, now there are going to be like 8 comments on this one that are like, get rid of that Chris guy. He's a douche.
That's fine. We can make the podcast even better that way.
We can make that happen. It's all up to us.
But yeah, so after that, I just want to do that at the start, guys. So thank you so much once again. But we can go ahead and get back into the fun stuff now. So tell us more about Shadow of Mordor.
That We Love You Long Time music was for you.
Yes.
Here, should I play it again for him?
No.
So yeah, we did a live stream of Shadow of Mordor, and it was pretty okay. I've never done a live stream before, so it was kind of rough for me because I was like, should I like be talking even though no one is actually listening, or like
Well, I mean, you got to talk because then you got to splice it up into like 8 different parts and upload it to the YouTube.
Yeah, we probably won't do that. It wasn't good enough for that.
Okay.
Maybe the next time though.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing another one pretty soon here, weren't we?
Maybe. Were we?
I believe we were, yes.
I wasn't privy on this information, so.
Yes, we were planning on doing another one in a couple weeks here. We'll keep you guys posted.
I had a bunch of my friends from my friends who I live with is what I was trying to say, and I don't know why I couldn't. They were in the chat trolling us real hard all night. Which I found out I Beat Rihanna was one of the guys from the house, so.
Ah, yeah, he was a lab partner of mine once. I'm not joking.
Wait, what?
And he was in like my.
How do you know who he was by just his username on Twitch?
Because that's also his username on Steam? ?
Oh my gosh!
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So what's his real name? Test.
Peter.
Oh, that's interesting. Absolutely true. Yeah, no, it's Peter. I don't know how to feel about that.
So now Peter's probably like, oh God, it's that Chris guy. He's a douche.
Yeah, no, he doesn't listen to this.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't like me that much, so.
Oh. Might explain why he was trolling you.
Yeah,
so is this streaming thing going to be like an Andrew Travis exclusive thing?
No, absolutely not.
Awesome.
If you want the...
y'all should let me stream
Absolutely.
Destiny the pre-sequel.
You mean
Borderlands?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, no, we can give you the login info for the account.
Yeah.
You can just stream whatever you want.
Our goal is just to get more exposure, make sure that people see that we're really active out there, and so we've been trying to do a few live streams, but what we're mainly doing is trying to do current games rather than doing like Minecraft or something like that where 6,000 people are doing that. So yeah, absolutely with Destiny, with...
You mean Borderlands?
Yeah, exactly. Shadow of Mordor, probably the new Halo that comes out.
Could totally, in like a month and a half, do Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
Is that a thing that's happening?
It is a thing that's happening. I actually have it pre-ordered and pre-downloaded, but because games suck, it's like, it's on your computer, but you can't play it for a month.
Right.
It's like, thanks, Steam. I love you too.
I know that feeling. So yeah, you want me to talk about Shadow of Mordor for a little while?
Love it.
Because that'll take probably 2 minutes. Pretty fun game. I enjoyed it. I beat it earlier today. The main...
it only took you like 3 days to beat it?
Yeah, no, the main game is not really that long.
It's depressing.
Like, it even has like stats and stuff, and there's 20 main missions. And that's not a whole lot, really, when the main missions are only a few minutes long each.
No, that's only like...
a couple hours.
2 hours, yeah.
But there's loads of side stuff to do, and there's the whole, like, messing with all the war chiefs and the captains and stuff, so that are the orcs. So pretty fun game. A lot of people compare it, like, describe it as being the Batman Arkham games, like, mixed with Assassin's Creed, and I wouldn't say that it's wrong to say that it's like Assassin's Creed, but it's not entirely accurate. I would say it's more like the Arkham games mixed with, like, Dishonored, because...
So you're just, like, one guy running around in Mordor?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, I mean, if I'm in a Lord of the Rings game, I want, like, big, epic battles with everybody.
I mean, you can get into some pretty big, epic battles. Can
you play as Frodo?
No.
You can play as one guy.
You can play as one guy.
Well, and that one guy isn't Frodo?
No.
Unfortunately not. No.
Frodo has his own shit going on right now.
I mean, he's, at the time of this game, he's still, like, back in the Shire.
He's in back end.
Yeah. Hanging out. He doesn't even know what's about to happen.
Long bottom leaf.
Yeah.
That long bottom leaf.
But so yeah, like, the combat itself, if you've ever played an Arkham game, it is basically exactly the same. Like, it's literally even, there are special abilities you can get where when you, hit, like, a certain combo, you get, like, an ability where you can do, like, an instant takedown. And it's the exact same button combination even to do those abilities and stuff.
The real question is, do you get Batman's explosive jelly?
No. But you can shoot fireplaces and make them explode, so that's something.
It's not the same.
It's true.
How did you like the Nemesis system? Was it a couple podcast episodes ago?
Nemesis system? Question mark?
The annotation is below for that podcast, but you had...
Just put it at the end, it'll be way easier.
Well, whatever. But either way, you had a few... You were hesitant. Because they made it sound like such a different thing, and you were like, I doubt it can be like that. But how was your interpretation of it?
It totally works like they say it will.
How did they say it would work?
So basically, it's like every playthrough, so there's like boss characters, which are the captains.
Right.
And then they have even higher bosses than that, which are the war chiefs. So basically, all the captains and the war chiefs are randomly generated, and they have different names, different looks, different strategies for how they fight, whether they be like an archer or wield like big swords or two like axes or something like that.
Like Batman's explosive jelly?
Yeah, they wield that quite often.
Yeah!
And then they also have their own like weaknesses and stuff. So those are different every time you play through. So it'll be like a different experience every time you play. The only thing about that is that there are some characters, I think a total of 5 characters that'll be the same through every playthrough because they're integral to the story. So, or it's really more like the tutorial more than it is the actual story. Like, just so they explain to you how the Nemesis system actually works. Which if you ever watched the, like alpha gameplay that they released like years ago or a year ago, where they did a mission with Ratbag, who's one of the orcs. Like
I don't even think that was a year ago. I think that was like
it might have been less.
I think that was like in April.
I don't even remember. But that's one of the characters that stays the same because he's integral throughout the whole thing. So that's pretty cool that it actually does work how they say it will. Although I feel like you don't get the dominate ability where you can like send your orcs to like kill other orcs or that kind of thing until like halfway through the game, which is kind of like, why? So, and there's like two different maps that you play in, like 2 different areas that are both pretty decently sized. And you don't get the dominate ability until you go to the second map. So that was a little disappointing, but
I think the only thing that would be better than playing as Frodo would be if you got to kill Frodo.
it's true. You should play Lord of the Rings Conquest.
Okay.
It's like Battlefront, Star Wars, but in Lord of the Rings.
I didn't enjoy it.
And you
I tried it, but I did not enjoy
the second half of the game you play on the evil side and you like kill everyone, and it's awesome. But yeah, so Shadow of Mordor's fun. The story's a bit lackluster. It's kind of like, if you've ever seen any revenge story before, it's pretty much that. Like, there's really nothing special. It's kind of generic.
I thought something that was really cool that you had texted me about was how when we were doing the live stream, you were playing on my gamer tag.
Oh, yeah.
And then you went home the next day and you started playing it, and you had died quite a few times on my
Several times
on my gamer tag. And then go ahead and explain that experience.
Okay, so I go home and play, and there's these quests called power struggles where some of the orcs will be like infighting or something, or they'll be doing something where you can like ambush them, something like that. And so one of these power struggles, it said revenge, and it said Travis's gamer tag, revenge his death by slaying this certain character. And the character was one of the characters that killed Travis in Travis's game, but wasn't actually present in like the army screen from my game. It's kind of cool. I did not expect that. I didn't know that was going to happen.
So integrate your friends.
Yeah. Not even just friends. It's anyone. I had a few random people I didn't know
really?
On there. Yeah.
It probably just really takes you out of the experience, though, when it's like, avenge 420 no-scope, blaze it.
It kind of did, yeah. So I went to go revenge Travis, and then that guy murdered me. So,
And so he got
What
you
is
ranked up even further.
Travis's gamer tag?
I didn't want to say it on the...
Okay.
Oh, you can say it. I don't care. People can friend me.
It can't be worse than 420 no-scope, blaze it.
Go ahead, say it.
It's Relinquished 91. Is it 91?
Yep, that's correct. That's right.
Like the Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Relinquished? Sure.
I don't know. I thought it was like really deep 6 years ago.
Right. Exodia!
Is it like
obliterate!
Relinquish the year 91? Or
because that's the year I was born.
Or are you just
That's
the
when I was born.
91st Relinquish?
No. Relinquished blank was taken. So I was like, well, birth year, boop, 91.
So the coolest thing about...
Man, I feel young now.
Do you?
I know.
I do.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Especially because Travis looks so much younger than me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The freckles, dude. The freckles ruin.
It's mostly the lack of facial hair.
I know. That's what I'm saying. The freckles. I've tried growing this, but then like all the freckles like make a blend and all that kind of stuff. Looks awful. So
We're learning a lot about Travis's facial hair today.
and gamertag.
Yeah.
And my biceps.
But so... God dang it. So the coolest part of Shadow of Mordor, you know how in some games you have to like follow an NPC?
No.
Okay.
I do.
But you always move at like a different speed than them?
Yes, and it's the worst.
Yeah. So in this game, when you go next to someone you're supposed to follow, you just auto walk. Like you could put the controller down and you'll just keep moving. It's amazing. It's the greatest thing I've ever done.
But if you want to, you can look around.
Game companies put that in everything.
Seriously.
Don't make it so that the NPC walks right between your walk speed and sprint speed.
That's the worst.
I mean,
I hate that.
I understand why they do it, because then if you stop moving, you have to be able to catch up to them. So you need to be able to move faster than them. But yeah, it's absolutely obnoxious.
But you have to keep going, like, forward.
Yeah.
Okay, stop to wait for them to catch up. Forward.
Yeah, no, this game was great. Even though, I mean, normally I would say that a mechanic where you have to let go, or you could let go of the controller is bad. In this case, it's great, and I love
It's
it.
something minor. I mean, it's either that or that you could just be standing around talking like in every other game, too. I'd rather have them walking around.
They have these other mechanics called cutscenes, which other games use quite frequently. And when they tried to take that over with the quick commands or whatever...
QuickTime events?
QuickTime events, yeah, those.
Yeah.
Then some games do that really poorly now, so...
That happened a few times, actually, in that game. You'll get, like, a small cutscene where when you kill one of the orcs, he'll be, like, talking to you or something. And I'm like, oh, good, I'm just going to do something to kill him. And then it's this QuickTime event. I'm like, ugh! Pick up the controller! But, yeah.
What do you think of the graphics for a next-gen game?
Pretty good. I don't really care about graphics.
It was very decisive.
Pretty solid, next-gen game. Not that different than, like, Watch Dogs or something, but... What is happening over there?
That's very rude. Us girls' bathroom.
Oh, okay.
That is horrifying. Let's see, what else? Okay, speaking of cutscenes, I'll get into the stuff I didn't really like about it. So I pre-ordered the game, and so I got a different skin for the character.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, which looks a lot cooler because he's got like a hood and actual armor and stuff.
As opposed to like running around naked.
Yeah, basically. He's
got
got
a foxtail.
Yeah.
Wait,
like,
what?
I figured it out without.
It's literally like a tail of a fox is on your back.
It's
just like hanging off of the back of your
I was, when you said that, I thought of something else, and I was mildly disturbed.
I figured out what that was. It's just some kind of rag that's like connected, that's like wrapped around his short sword sheath. Sword sheath? What? But so I got this. I know. I try real hard. It's the whole thing.
At least you try.
Yeah. So I got this different skin, but that doesn't carry over to the cutscenes. He still wears the default armor in the cutscenes.
Yeah.
That's really obnoxious. I don't like that.
That would be obnoxious.
What else? There was something else I didn't like about it. No, I don't remember what it was.
That's a pretty short list.
There you go. Nothing's wrong with it.
The movement, like climbing and stuff, could be faster. Like climbing like up onto a ridge. You actually like jump 12 feet in the air whenever you climb up something, which is nice. But when you climb up, like actually get up onto the platform or whatever, it's slower than I would like and not very fluid. The game is actually pretty challenging in some places. I know I'm just bad at games, like that's part of it, definitely. But it's like, if you die just a couple times, then some of these captains are going to get really overpowered really quickly.
So they level up as they kill you.
Basically. Because like your character can't actually die because it's in the whole story. When he gets possessed by the Wraith, he keeps him alive or something. I don't know. So when you lose HP, you just like respawn at the nearest like safe spot, like where the fast travel points are and stuff.
Right.
And the captains will level up. The one that killed you, if it's already a captain, their power will just increase. If it wasn't a captain already, then it'll be promoted to a captain, and its power will increase. And that's about it. So you die a couple times by the same person, and they're going to get really overpowered. I once died by the same guy like 3 or 4 times. The next time I went to fight him, I looked at his stats, and he was like invulnerable to combat finishers, invulnerable to range, invulnerable to explosions, and I'm like, so he was only weak to stealth kills.
So
which is
that's how they should have made the new Sauron in the movie. Is they should have just sacrificed some guys to an orc and have him level up to be Sauron.
Would have been fantastic. Eventually, I had to fight that guy in like open battle because he like hunts you down. When you start his mission, he just seeks you out immediately. So I had to like lose him. There's these animals called Caragors, which are basically like the wargs in the movie. They serve essentially the same purpose. And so I had to like lure him over to a nest of those, so he'll start attacking that. And then he killed all those fairly quickly, and I'm like, well...
And he leveled up?
He does gain power from killing Caragors. I'm like, God dang it. So, but then eventually he was like walking back to his camp or whatever, and I was like, yes, this is my time to strike. And then I got his buddy next to him the first time. I didn't actually get him. So... That guy wasn't an insta-kill for stealth kills, so I just did, like, some damage to him. And then the main guy turned around and slapped me in the face a few times. I'm like, God dang it. So then I did it again, and finally I was able to get him. That was an ordeal. I almost threw my controller a few times, because it got pretty frustrating. But then eventually I was just sort of grinding for a while on, like, the lower level dudes, and leveled myself up enough to not be such a problem.
How'd you like the power, like, abilities?
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I kind of wish you could do more with them. Like, you could basically do a stun move that, like, Batman does with his cape in the Arkham games. And then you, like, punch him, like, 12 times and kill him really easily. And then, but, like, the possessing abilities, I felt like there should have been more you could do. Because you can basically just send them to kill other people. And it's like, well, that's useful and all, but...
You can't, like, possess a person and have them, like, do a little dance for you?
No, unfortunately not. I wish. That'd be I would just do that all the time.
Clearly, that's what they should have done. You possess a person and they do a dance, and then their orc buddies are like, what the hell are you doing? And they kill the person you possessed.
Right?
Is healing very interesting?
Keep going.
Okay.
No, look. I mean, like, you look at a piece of styrofoam and you're wondering, like, did somebody carve every little single piece out of that thing?
Yeah.
Almost certainly not.
Then why is it etched like that?
They probably just broke it. Like,
Break it in straight lines with styrofoam?
yeah, you never done that?
No, because it's not possible.
What the hell are you even looking at?
That
The little
piece of
blue
styrofoam.
thing.
Oh, I don't
Please say you're
know.
going to cut this out.
No. I don't know.
What the hell is that even?
So the other
See?
thing...
What is that? Like, was there a modem there?
Do you want me to, like, rip it down, or... 'Cause I could reach it.
Yeah, I know.
Probably could.
You wouldn't even have to get on your tippy toes.
Dude, I'll do it.
Do it.
Middle of the podcast. Hang on. I'll do it.
Look at that, you. Okay, get a chair.
I got this.
Why do you still have your headphones in your hand?
I don't know.
What's
It's got magnets on it.
Whoa!
Why does this piece of styrofoam have magnets?
Whoa!
I totally just wrecked the podcast.
No, it's fine.
Take a picture of this. And
Yeah, take
put
a picture
it,
of
and
it.
put it
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the podcast.
Hang on, I'm going to take a picture of it right now.
Like neutral picture
Oh,
over here, so that
There we go.
my gorgeous face isn't in the way.
They already seen your face.
It's gorgeous.
Perfect.
I like how you captured this.
I know.
Camera style.
I couldn't
Way to do
even
it.
know what
Put
the hell
it back
this
where it
is.
was so they know where it was in relation to our podcast.
Where was it?
Yeah, like
Yeah, right there.
180 degrees. That's 90.
90.
Try again.
Yeah, there you go. Now take a picture of that and then bring it back down because I kind of want to keep it.
Alright. Hang on, we'll get like over here.
This is the worst thing ever.
That's not really helping. Okay.
You want me to turn the light on?
Nah. Alright, perfect.
Now you get down for
Yeah.
there.
Alright, so the other
There's
thing...
maybe happy now.
Precious.
The other thing I didn't like about this game is how disjointed the missions felt. Which kind of always happens in any, like, open world type game. But it was just like, you had one storyline where you were figuring out, like, how you're trying to track the person who killed your family in the very beginning of the game. Spoilers. And then,
Spoil the beginning of the game. Right.
Yeah.
well, you know, I feel like I have to be careful now. And then you have another set of quests that are, finding out about the Wraith's past. What am I
Well,
even
that's
speaking?
pretty cool story, I bet.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And I'm sure if you read the Silmarillion, then it all makes sense. And it's probably correct. I don't actually know.
This game breaks a lot of
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings canon, but
I'm pretty sure that aspect of it actually might be right, but I'm not sure. Because I've never read the Silmarillion because it's really...
quit playing with it's making sounds.
No!
Chris, no, please.
Damn it.
But it just felt like those two quest lines were just completely separated from each other and they never, like, came together at any point. It was just like, I don't know. But yeah, Shadow of Mordor. Good game. I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Pretty fun.
I'm really thinking about getting it when probably around Christmas time when it goes like $35.
I'm totally not going to get it.
Why? Are you not that much
we
of a
hate
Lord of
you.
the Rings fan?
Is it for PC?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it is? I might get it then. I don't know. I spent all my money recently buying Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
In fact, I think it's only $50 on Steam instead of the regular $60.
Man,
There you go.
I still don't have any money.
Yeah, well, you know. Just throwing that out there.
Well, Chris, do you have a story for us this week?
Nope.
I've got another story.
How's the insurance thing going?
They have not contacted me since the day before last podcast.
Nice.
I don't know if it's nice because they asked me, they contacted me being like, we want information. And I was like, okay, I can give you information. Contact me. And I haven't heard from them since. So
Wow.
I don't know. Like, my madre hasn't called me being like, so the insurance just foreclosed our house.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Can insurance do that? I don't know.
probably not.
No. They have absolutely no...
No, but...
They can raise your rate.
kind
I feel like they don't know that, though. I mean, clearly they don't know what's going on.
I mean...
They might try.
I'm assuming that if they were trying to contact me, then they would have either through my phone or my mother's phone, but definitely not my email since they're bad at that.
Right, apparently.
So, yeah, no, nothing on that front.
Okay. Well, what's your other story?
I was going to talk about my new computer, if you wanted me to.
I haven't
Wait,
heard
this
enough
is
about
your
it yet.
computer?
This is my new computer, yeah.
That's right. I forgot that you didn't have a computer.
So if
That's
you're-
why I've been recording.
Yeah. So remember, 2 weeks ago, my computer was absolutely destroyed. It was actually just one little piece. But, so...
only
Is
2
it when
weeks.
you fought a barracuda?
Yeah, it did. And then Travis flexed his bicep while the barracuda was wrapped around the computer, and the whole thing just exploded. I was like, I don't even know how this works.
I know. It defies physics.
The truth finally comes out.
Yeah. So,
Doesn't that make it Travis's fault that your computer exploded?
we don't talk about it. It's a really...
It's done.
It's a
in the
touchy
past.
subject.
It's in the past.
If anything, I should be thanking him because the computer's way better.
Fair enough.
So a few days after episode...
Wouldn't you know it? As soon as we decide to do stills in Skyrim, you get a computer that could actually probably run Skyrim in the creation kit wonderfully without crashing.
I know. Stills will still be better, though.
Yeah,
absolutely, I
it'll
agree.
still take 90 times less time.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally agree, but it's just kind of ironic.
Yeah. But, so a few days after we recorded episode, I think, 11, when I talked about that, because at that time my dad hadn't gotten back to me with whatever he was doing. So then, so he calls me and he's like, so I'm looking at some new computers. How would you feel about this $1,500 Alienware? And I'm like, well, it'd be nice, but I don't want to have to make you get, because I don't want to make you guys spend that much money, because he was offering to buy it for me as like a Christmas thing.
$1,500 for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm jelly.
I don't, right?
I'm
And he was like-
marmalade.
He was, God dang it. But so he was like, no, it's fine. You know, we'll do it. I'm like, okay. I'm not going to, question it. I need a new computer. So he gets it ordered, and they say that the estimated delivery date is October 8th, obviously. Yeah, it's got a nice underglow to it, like one of those,
Like on the cars.
cars.
What's even the point?
I have no idea. The touchpad lights up too.
Well, I mean,
is
that's
pretty sick.
kind of cool.
I've never seen that before. Anyway,
How come the screen looks the same?
because I don't know. So so they said it'd be October 8th, and I was like, well, all right, 3 weeks without a computer, great. And then it came a week early, so I'm happy. So I got this on Monday, last Monday. We're recording this on a Thursday, I got it last Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It was supposed to come on Monday.
And it did come on Monday.
The delivery guy came by, and I was away from the house. It was like I think I was away from the house for like an hour or two. I don't remember what I was doing, grocery shopping or something. And
Grocery shop?
occasionally.
What do you get, like 2 bags of like Nutri-Grain bars and some water?
and some frozen pizzas, yeah, basically. And this is how I live. I don't get ingredients for anything. I just buy like full meals.
I just get like a 25 pack of ramen, and that's my
Perfect.
meal for a week. I don't even cook it. You just eat it straight out of the bag.
That's pretty lumberjack-like, man.
How is that If it was lumberjack-like,
That means badass.
They bark,
I'd
right?
go to a tree and I'd smash into it with
I'm
a spike
pretty
and a
sure
hammer.
the texture and the taste are about the same.
Well, no, because you drink the maple syrup straight out of the tree.
Pour some syrup in there.
Man, I'm really thirsty now.
I would love to hear how good it was after you pour some maple syrup in there and just stir it around.
Find out next week.
Would you like to try it for yourself? It's delicious.
I will record you doing it just for the podcast after you cook it over an open fire.
It'll be the podcast Maple Syrup and Ramen Challenge.
Yes, we're doing it, Chris.
I mean, do I have to add the chicken spices to it as well?
No. Only if you want.
Okay.
If will you do it?
Are you going to provide the ramen, the maple syrup, and
If
the
you're
open
willing to do
fire?
it, then I will.
Sure.
I don't need to provide the fire. That was just for fun. But
Sure.
Would you eat it?
If you cook me a bowl of ramen,
you said you don't even cook it.
that was a joke.
Well, that's what the challenge is, to eat it uncooked with maple syrup.
Fine. Yeah.
Would you?
If you bring ramen, a plate, and maple syrup, I'll do it.
I'm doing it.
All right.
I am so doing
Travis is
it.
doing it.
It's so tasteless, the maple syrup is probably going to make it taste better.
But so I was away from the house when the delivery guy came, and I had 2 people who were living in that house there at the time, but they were upstairs.
Calendar.
And they did not come downstairs to open the door for the delivery guy and sign for it. I was mad.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, right?
Bitches.
It's a whole thing. So then he came by the next day, and I got it and everything. Booted it up, fiddled with it for a little while. It's pretty nice. It is an Alienware 14. I don't know the exact model number for it, but it's got an NVIDIA 750M graphics card. What do you even...
I have it in my calendar.
Nice.
No, not just any syrup. It has to be maple syrup.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got an
Reverse.
It's got an i7 processor.
Preferably like Aunt Jemima's or whatever.
920 1080p screen. So
nobody cares about your computer. We're talking about maple syrup, man.
You want me to tell you about why I hate this computer?
You already hate it?
There's some things I don't like about it.
Like?
The speakers, for one.
They're not good?
They're really, really not good.
Don't you have headphones?
Yeah, which, I can use. But it's like, so the speakers is only right here, like above the keyboard between the screen and the bottom part.
Right.
The old computer I had 2 speakers right here, plus one up here. And it had a subwoofer in the bottom. It was a really nice speaker computer. And this one's kind of terrible.
Shouldn't you be playing with big, huge, over-the-ears headphones anyway for the best experience, something when it comes to a laptop?
Yeah, whatever. Not when the speakers were so good like in the last laptop.
Well, no. You got to buy like $3,000 headphones.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
When you accidentally get drunk and step on them one night, your life ends.
No. From personal experience?
No.
That's not what'll happen to me. I'll fall asleep with them on and then they'll break in the night somehow.
Meld to your brain.
Basically. I actually had... No, I don't care, whatever.
Like everything else you've had.
Yeah, everything just breaks when I fall asleep. That's terrible. But yeah, so I got a new computer, and it's very nice, and I enjoy it.
Good.
So that's it.
So I have some news on the car
that
I thought I'd share from last week.
I'm excited.
So where did I leave off last week? Because I don't know when the shit flow stops and this week starts.
When did you leave off?
So you still didn't have a car.
Okay.
And...
I told you guys about the estimate, right?
You wanted to get it totaled, but...
Did I tell you guys about the estimate?
You didn't.
No.
Okay. Oh, I left off where I could not get a contact from that guy from the welding company.
Keith? Yes. Oh, no, that's from the...
That's right. I believe you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So I continuously called that guy, and then finally, Friday morning, I called him, and... I was like, hey, this is Travis with a Jeep. And he goes, oh, hey, Travis with a Jeep. Like, you little fucker, don't even try to make jokes with me right now. I'm not in the mood.
Pretty sweet dad joke right there.
And I was like, so what do you have for me? He's like, well, it's not good. I'm like,
you don't say.
So 3 days later, you make a bad joke and you're going to give me bad news. You're off the list. So, more like he's on the list.
Yeah, I would say he's on the list.
He's on the list.
He's out of your little black book that you talked about last
week. Yeah, he's on the crosshair book.
On the shit list.
So, he's like, it's going to be about 14 hours worth of work at $68 an hour because they don't have hoists and everything to get the steel on and everything. So I'm like, so that means nothing to me. I can't do math. Tell me how much we're looking at. He's like, well, this is an estimate, not a quote. You're looking over $1,000. I'm like, well, all right. What's option 2? He's like, I didn't know you wanted an option 2. I'm like, are you kidding me, guy? He's like, well, my son sold a vehicle while he was in the Twin Cities where when it was working. He had it for $6,500, but then all of a sudden when he was trying to sell it, the transmission went out, and so he put it on Craigslist for $1,000 less and put in there, this vehicle transmission blown. He had 5 people contact him within a few hours, and he's like, maybe that'll work for you. I'm like, okay. So I went to go sell it. I went to go sell it, and in the meantime, my friend had told me because I was using a rental at this point. He's like, don't use rental, use my car. I'm like, okay. Because his vehicle was the one that broke at the same time and it was at the same shop. Well, he hadn't gotten his other vehicle yet for me to be able to use his primary vehicle. So I find that out on the day that we agreed that we're going to meet up, that I can use his vehicle, which was Saturday. I was supposed to have the vehicle Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Totally didn't have it. Didn't have it Sunday. Didn't even have a plan for Monday until Monday night, where he said I could, he can come and pick me up in the morning. I was totally late for class by an hour. So
it's like an entire class.
I'm steaming at this point. I'm pissed off. Like, the vehicle, some people came by, some people gave me some really low offers. So that was crap. You know, I didn't have a vehicle yet. So I was on Craigslist, and I was looking for a cheap vehicle to run until I go downstate and get a really nice one. And I see this little Saturn for like $650, and I can tell a chick's been driving because it has like little owl stickers in the back window. And
nice. Is she a Harry Potter fan or?
No, definitely not.
It wasn't Hedwig? Oh,
no.
But Hedwig's the best owl.
It was like
Fact.
that little Target owl, like it's really cartoony with like little big eyes and whatever.
Target owl,
matter.
you mean like the things I kill on the weekend?
No.
Do you kill target owls on the weekend?
Well, they have a target on them for a reason.
Well, I'm talking about the Target store.
You've got a
like
point.
they have a print where it's like owls. I think some people understand what I'm talking
Didn't they have a dog?
I'm not talking about their mascot. I'm talking
Oh.
about like for some of their apparel, like they have characteristically a owl.
Do people buy apparel with giant targets on them? Because that just seems like you're asking for it.
Okay, so
Target's dumb is what we're getting at. Go on.
So I call her up, and she's like, "Yeah, you can come take a look at it." So I went to go take a look at it, and in the meantime, I just want to make a shout out to Andrew because he's helped me so much when I haven't had a vehicle because he's been like driving me everywhere, and like I could tell it's starting to piss him off because I'm like, "Hey, can I ask a bro fave?" Like the first time he's like, "Sure, what do you need?" The second time he's like, "Yeah, how can I help you?" And the third time he's like, "What do you want now?"
So have you given Andrew food?
Yes.
Every single time I've given him food.
Gets me food.
Okay. Just making sure you stick to your guns.
I've given him food and I gave him a live stream that where he just could play on it all day.
And to be fair, I wasn't helping him move in, but it's sort of a different situation there that you're getting at, Chris.
The other person wasn't helping me move in. They
Ah,
helped me move out.
But
Same thing.
No, it's not.
so I go and I pick up this car from this girl, and I got it for a really good price, and now I'm driving it now, and man, this thing is so much fun, but there's so much wrong with it because I got it for $500. What do you really expect? It has 4 tires and it runs, but like the best part, like I was telling Andrew, is like the automatic seat belts.
It's so
Like
fantastic.
you just turn on the battery and they just and they stop like right across your chest.
So it's like a roller coaster
Basically.
It's so cool, but then like the windshield's cracked and you can barely see through it. Like you can't leave
Jesus.
it idle too long. So like I went through like the drive-through the other day.
That's a problem.
Like you just can't leave it in idle. Like you have to keep driving it for the coolant to run through the system. I don't know.
God.
Like the ceiling,
Oh, God.
the ceiling is falling from it. There's just so much wrong with this car. And like, what were some of the other things? You can't let it go too long. You can't turn it too far to the left because then it starts rubbing the brake line.
You definitely don't want to go through that again, so.
The parking brake doesn't
You
work.
can't turn it too far to the left is a major issue.
Listen, it drives. That's all that matters to me. At
It
this
just
point.
doesn't drive to the left.
So I have to go all the way around in a big circle to the right to go left. I'm not an omni-turner anymore. But yeah, the parking brake doesn't work. I don't know what the battery life is on it, so I just like...
Is it a stick shift?
It's a stick shift.
Then the parking brake doesn't work. Holy shit! Maybe you would have been better off with your old car. Damn. It sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
No! If you leave it in gear, a stick shift will not move.
Are you supposed to not leave it in gear, though?
You have the ability to. If you have a parking brake, you can just leave it in
Well, I
neutral.
also have the ability to, like, go up and punch a police officer. That doesn't mean it's a good idea.
I feel like those are two sides of a different spectrum.
I have the ability to pick up hookers and then kill them and leave them on the side of the road, but that doesn't mean I should. That was a reference to the GTA.
So yeah, I have this vehicle now, and so I'm just got an offer earlier today for the Jeep, and it was totally awesome. But like, this guy all of a sudden has gotten really weird. Where like, he asked me what time would be a good time to pick it up after we agreed on a price. He's like, "What time can I come pick it up?" And I'm like, "Well, how about tonight between this time or this time, and then tomorrow from this time to this time." Didn't hear from him at all until like the end of the time that was available, and he's like, "Do I need to bring a trailer to go pick it up, or can I drive?" After he specifically told me earlier that I'll pay you cash and I'll get a trailer and bring it out at the same time, and then I'm like, "Yes, I would suggest bringing it." And later he's like, "That's fine. It's just I'll have my AAA come and pick it up, but the problem of it is I have to be there." And I'm like. Personally, in my head, I'm like,
you need
why
to
is that
be
a
there.
problem?
You need to be there to give me my money.
And I need your signature on the title and that type of stuff. Like, don't tell me, like, live in New Jersey or something like that. So then I emailed him and I was like, is there a more convenient time for you to come get it? Haven't heard a damn thing yet after that, but.
I can't wait for him to show up, like, without a trailer or anything. Like, yeah, so I can drive this home, right?
I don't care what you do after that. You hand me the money, you can do whatever you want. I don't care.
I wouldn't recommend it, but...
What if he hands you the money and then, like, pulls out a gun and shoots you? In the liver.
Wow. Strangely specific.
What could I really do at that point?
Well, you said you didn't care what happened after he...
I'll have my money, who cares?
Not if he takes the money because you're bleeding from your liver.
Well...
Man, just crawl up to the hospital, it'll be fine.
At least I had the money there for a second.
Yeah.
I still haven't gotten my new vehicle, which would have made me really pissed before I died, so...
But you'd have that Saturn.
That's all you really need.
Dude,
It's new
awesome.
to you.
And the rims on it, on the winter tires,
It
are
has
awesome.
rims.
They're sweet.
They are really awesome.
They're black and red, right?
Yeah, they are actually
Sick.
really cool. For the winter tires. So it came with like a set of winter tires, and then it has all seasons on it right now.
This sounds like literally the worst vehicle.
No,
ever.
absolutely not.
In the history of the world.
And you should have seen the salesperson.
Pretty
for
sure
it.
there were.
I'm
pretty sure there were Model Ts that were better
So,
than that.
you went to the wrong house first, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Did a short Indian girl answer you at the other house?
I didn't go to the door.
Okay.
So what happened is, I was driving down the street.
You know a short
Yeah.
Indian girl?
I don't know if she still lives there, but last year she lived in the house that you went to first.
Yeah. So what
pointed
happened
out.
is I was like, it was a green Saturn that I was going to take a look at. I haven't seen it in real life. I only saw it in the pictures.
Yep.
I'm driving down the street and I see it on the side of the road. Like you can barely tell addresses nowadays. Like if it's like sometimes on the house, sometimes on the mailbox.
Sometimes it's just not there at all.
Yeah, it really can sometimes be really mysterious. So like I see a green Saturn on the road and I just pull up behind it and like nobody comes out. Like after I told her I'm going to be here at this time, I'm in a bright yellow Jeep. You can't miss me. So like I texted her. I was like, "Hey, so and so, I'm here." And she goes, "No, you're not. I don't see you."
Is that what she sounds like?
That's what her texting sounds like.
And so I was like, okay. And then I kind of like look over because like there's a little bit of a hill, and I kind of look over and I see somebody standing on the road out there. I was like, crap, I'm at the wrong vehicle. It looked identical to it, so I drove down there.
Down to the Target Owls?
Yeah, I drove down to not quite to the Target Owls. This one had a few more bumper stickers on it, but I drove down and
What kind of bumper stickers?
I didn't look at what kind of bumper stickers the other one had. I know mine has a WMTU bumper sticker and an owl sticker, so.
Like a Target owl or
Like a Target Owl, yeah.
WMTU is pretty great. Y'all should check out my radio show tonight. Except you're gonna hear this not tonight. So
What nights are your radio station? We'll do a shout out for you.
my radio show is Thursday night, Friday morning, technically from midnight to 1.
And that's available at WMTU
91.9 WMT 91.9 FM WMTU Houghton. Or
Is there digital?
There is. You can go to the MTU website, and if you search WMTU, it'll take you to the WMTU page. You can listen live on air there.
Excellent, cool. Well, there's your little plug.
Yeah.
So
are you
yeah,
proud of yourself?
I'm super proud of myself. Now we'll have 3 listeners instead of 2.
I mean, probably the 60 people who listened to the last podcast were probably all people who listened to your shout out, so they already know.
I'd like to think that many people both listen to my radio show and then listen to my shout-outs. That'd be crazy.
I believe it.
I think your people would hate my radio show since it's mostly German industrial metal.
I'm fine with that. I'd probably just play Spanish music all night, so that's why I don't do it.
something that really bugs me about the car.
Okay.
Well, actually, there's 3 more things. the heater is stuck on the defrost. Like, there's no knob. There's no knob.
So there's no range. Like, it's just defrost.
I mean, I can change heat. That's what's nice. But, like, the knob where you can go from feet to bi-level to face to defroster, that is just not there. There is just a hole across the whole entire way. There's nothing.
Wow.
So it's stuck on defrost. It has a really nice CD player in it, but it doesn't have an auxiliary cord
that's
slot,
the worst.
which really sucks.
Get a new CD player.
I was thinking about
Radio
just
thing.
swapping them in for my Jeep and everything, but I was like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then
Probably devalue your Jeep, too.
I just swapped CD player, so you couldn't tell.
Well, obviously you can tell, since
From
they're
somebody who
clearly
hasn't
different.
even seen my vehicle, who told me, I'm going to pay you this amount of cash and just pull it out of the lot.
You mean
I really don't think he's going to care what the CD player looks like.
you didn't advertise the CD player having an auxiliary port in it?
No, I just took a picture of
This
it.
is this is Craigslist, not eBay. You don't actually have to tell the truth.
It's a good
Well,
point.
when people don't even look at it and they give you an offer and you agree to it, I mean, I don't care what they think about my CD player. And then there was one more. Crap, what was the last one?
I don't know. You said 3. You're leaving us hanging. You can't do this. We'll lose subs.
Like Subway? Or?
It doesn't have cup holders.
What?
It doesn't have one single cup holder.
That doesn't even make sense.
That's more of a deal breaker than the other
There's
two.
like 3 ashtrays, but there are no cup holders.
So did this chick just like take out all this stuff that should be there, or was it never there to begin with? Like, what kind of scam is she running?
Maybe you should go back and ask her, where the hell are my cup holders?
I just found a pair of her... Okay, here's a little bit of a dilemma. I just found a pair of her sunglasses underneath the seat.
Okay.
Do I bring them back?
No, you
No.
use them as the knob for the defroster. you stick it in there and then move whatever's back there that makes that work.
That's not a bad idea. No, if she doesn't care about them enough that she leaves them in the cars she's selling, unless she, listens to the podcast, which she totally should, and, contacts you.
Did you plug the podcast as you were walking out the door?
Absolutely. I was like, WMTU, well, let me tell you about the podcast.
So that's what we really need to put on the Mach7 t-shirts, are the Mach7 podcast information.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It gets the most views.
It does get the most
Which,
views.
once again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
There was another thing I
That-
forgot.
that's the
I
sound
totally forgot
of-
what it was.
Travis filleting you guys.
Wow.
Get that out of here. Get that out of here.
Jesus.
Another
Biocock Intimate, am I right?
Yeah, well. Keep vamping. I'm going to think of
I don't think we have anything else to vamp about, so I don't think that's going to work. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Did you think of it yet? Or
Shut up! I don't do well under pressure.
I mean, you guys were complaining that I kept talking for 20 minutes on end.
You're
so
talking too long.
just didn't bring anything to talk about because of it.
Good.
And now you run out. Now you need me to talk, and
We really don't.
you totally do. The people love me.
It's true, they do.
I don't believe it.
I mean, they don't leave comments. How are we supposed to know?
Figured it out. Okay. So the top of the steering wheel.
So there's actually 4 things that are wrong with it. So
No, this is the third.
No, because the third was the no cup holders.
Yeah, but that one I wasn't even considering talking about. But now that I was thinking about it today after I went to the drive-thru and I got a cup. And I was
So
like,
there
I don't know.
actually
I
are
feel like,
4
I
things.
don't know what to do with my hands.
Do I put it in one of my 3 ashtrays or do I put it in my lap? I didn't know what to do with it.
Balance it on your head.
Because you have to kind of move your legs around, so it's not a good thing to
It's true.
have it between your legs.
It's true.
But, the steering wheel, the top of it, it rotates in my hand around the metal bar.
So
That's inside.
the cover is loose.
It's not a cover. It's the steering wheel. The steering wheel is technically metal, and then they wrap it in leather, or something like that. The stuffing and leather move around this metal bar.
Yeah, the cover is loose.
Well, the steering wheel cover could mean an accessory that you purchase separately.
You can get one of those pink shag covers that are
That's possible.
total pimp mobiles.
I mean, with the sound of this girl, I wouldn't doubt it. But
You should see my seat covers. They're really cute.
yeah, super cute.
How cute.
They're black. Is this silk black? And then there's little, almost heart-shaped white circles. They're
That sounds really suspicious.
Well, I didn't even look under it. For $500, I'm well, as long as there's still seats.
There's no cup holders, but at least there's seats.
It was so funny. She's like, it burns oil. Don't worry about it. Just add it. Oil's cheap. I'm like, well, that sounds pretty bad, actually.
It burns,
Kind of sounds like a problem.
Like the oil ignites while you're driving the car?
No. It's just like, the system burns.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And she's like, don't worry, there's some oil in the trunk, and then there's also some coolant. And I'm like, coolant? Why do I need coolant? This is after I purchased it. Like, she didn't mention this at all.
Of course you wouldn't.
Of course not. It's Craigslist. So there you go. If you're a pretty lady and you need to sell a car, just call up Travis.
Sell anything, really. They could even not have cup holders in it, and he'll buy it.
It doesn't even have beer holders. What the hell?
I mean, don't drink and drive, kids.
But
Don't
to you
drink.
older guys.
You're fine. Just
Also,
pour
don't
your
drink and
own.
drive.
But yeah, so that's my new car. I was like,
Congratulations.
is it like say?
Are you proud of yourself?
Absolutely.
You
This
should
thing is
be.
fun. Like
You
I can barely
should be.
keep up with.
All the crap going wrong. I can't even keep up with all the stuff that's
I
breaking.
can't keep up with the shifting. It goes so fast for a 4-cylinder. Like I'm going, and it's just incredibly fast. So, but the turn signals work. The lights work. There's 4 ways. The hazard lights don't work though. So.
Well, I mean, why would
Five
they?
things.
Well, I
Something-
think we're into like a dozen things wrong with
Something
this
that's relatively non-essential, so of course it doesn't work.
Brakes work.
Yes.
Wow, that's surprising.
Like everything that's fundamental works. Besides burning brakes.
Brakes are mostly fundamental for pissing people off.
Except for your whole burning oil thing and
And
not being able to leave it idle for more than 2 minutes.
And then the parking brake. And the ceiling falling.
Other
the
than that,
windshield being cracked.
yeah, all the fundamental stuff.
It gets you from A to B reasonably safely.
So
Because I have
walking.
Because I have those automatic seatbelts.
I mean, I think those almost sound like a death trap. Like, what happens if you do get in a crash? Do they just, like, decapitate your
The
arm?
thing is, like, you know how in cars, nowadays, you can adjust the height of where it is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Not on this sucker. It is just...
So, like, Andrew would get into the car and it would just, like, jam into his
No, it would
sternum
probably
or
be, like,
something?
right at the bottom of
Nice.
my waist. For me, it's, like, right at my neck. So, like, if I really did get in an accident... And the thing is, I can totally disconnect it if I wanted to. So, like, I can disconnect and just whoop. But then I can, like, pull, like, the lap belt out and just...
Which you also didn't know about for a couple days.
Yeah, I did not know for, like, 3 days.
Well, why do you need a lap belt when you have just this vice grip right on your neck?
See, if I get into a car accident, the vice grip of a seatbelt is not what concerns me. It's the front of the car, like, crushing my legs. Because my knees are usually, like, level with the steering wheel on most cars. So, like, I won't be able to use my legs again if I got in a head-on collision.
You don't need your legs.
Now, for me, I'm just not going to live in this car.
You're just going to die.
The structural integrity, I opened up the back doors, like, you can see through where the door closes. You can see the ground. There's no metal there anymore.
Jesus.
Are you sure you wouldn't have been better off just driving your Jeep?
Yeah, because, like, the Jeep, I couldn't go 5 miles. This, I can go as far as I want, as long as another
I
car's
mean,
not on the
maybe.
road.
We don't know. We don't know what the next thing to give out is going to be.
I don't know.
And some asshole might, like, back into you because you're an old lady with 2 puppies and you don't have rental insurance.
Did you listen to the last podcast, perchance?
Lady with 2 puppies.
That was the one that I was in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did you listen all the way to the end?
I did.
I thought that little stinger at the end was pretty
I
great.
think that should be a thing where you take a line from the podcast. and
That's what I
isolate
told
it.
Andrew. That's what we're going to do from now on.
I mean, they used to do it with, like, the old Nickelodeon shows.
We've done that a couple times, or I have done it a couple times. But.
And I found it always hilarious, so I did from now on. Like, I did Stuart drinking. I thought that was a pretty
Yep,
cool thing.
That was the
I
best
heard
one.
that one. I actually skipped to the end to hear that.
Why? Watch the whole thing.
Because I was crunched on time.
That's no
And then
excuse.
last week I had your line, just your delivery on it. Like, I listened to it about 14 times before I continued editing on Audacity. I literally highlighted it in just spacebar and just
I
laughed.
don't even
Spacebar.
remember how I said it.
I was
Old
like,
lady with 2
so were they
puppies.
students? And you're like, no. It was a lady and 2 puppies. Just like, it was just so dry. And then, like, it was like a silence. And it's like, puppies? You killed puppies?
The puppies did not die. The puppies were all right.
I really don't care that you hit an old lady. I mean, that's the story itself, but you hit puppies.
They were ugly puppies too.
Don't matter. They were juvenile canine units. So
Juvenile canine units.
Shout out to the JCUs. JCUs for life.
Apparently, the JCUs aren't that great since I can just run over them.
Yeah, obviously, just hit puppies. Like, you could have hit anybody. Like, you could have just hit some drunk asshole. Once it'd be you hitting a drunk asshole. No, you had to hit an old lady and 2 puppies. Like, the 2 variables in any story that makes it instantly funny.
Travis, didn't you say that you hoped that was like he was lying about that?
I thought he was making it up.
No,
I
making
literally
it up.
thought, that's the only thing that can make that story funny is like if you just hit somebody, okay, who cares? You hit an old lady
and 2 puppies.
That's okay. You hit an old lady and a puppy. That's funny. Hit an old lady and 2 puppies. That's just outrageous.
What if it had been 3?
Come
on.
No,
that's not even believable.
Okay. No, that's not even a real thing.
There's no such thing as 3 puppies.
No, not in the same place at the same time.
Only if they have seatbelts on.
Like me and Batman.
They make puppy seatbelts. I shit you
I
not.
don't.
Are they automatic? And they're like,
As long as it doesn't wrap around their neck,
they're just sitting in the back. They're being like strangled, like squirming. Get the seatbelt off me. That's my puppy noise, by the way.
Why?
Your puppies are very articulate.
Yeah, they usually are. I teach them well. They're like the Meowth from Pokemon. They can learn English.
Shout out to Meow.
Do you really have a story for us this week?
I don't. I didn't expect to be on this week.
Now, I was telling you guys earlier, and I want you guys' reaction on this. The story writer from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 of Call of Duty just got to a very high-level position to help decide future warfare for the United States of America. What's your guys' reaction on that?
This podcast just took a very grim turn.
I was just really curious, because, I mean, we talk about video games so much, but we really don't realize sometimes how much video games can impact, like, American culture. And, of course, this is beyond culture when we're talking about, actual infrastructure. Mm-hmm. But I was just wondering what you guys thought about that.
I mean, not to get on a political soapbox, but I think it really does show just how stupid the American military can be sometimes.
Well, there's really not much going on in those past 14 years. We really haven't done much besides just kind of do a stalemate with everybody. So let's go ahead and try to...
Well, I mean, that's what America does. I mean, it was like since World War I. It was World War I, and then we had a couple of years, and then there was World War II, then there was the Korean War, then there was Vietnam.
Korean conflict. It wasn't a war.
Also, still going on, by the way. No peace treaty was ever signed.
Yep.
True. And then we had the crap in, like, Kuwait or whatever. Gulf War, I think it was.
That was a thing, yeah. That happened.
And then the 90s happened, and there wasn't any war for 10 years.
90s, good year.
9/11 happened, and
I'm pretty sure there was stuff that happened in the 90s.
Nah.
The Rwandan genocides, the
we
Bolshevik...
weren't a part of that.
We provided humanitarian aid.
We provided humanitarian aid, but it wasn't us sending people over to kill people and then die.
Wow. The reason they were talking about NPR...
What is it good for?
That they were doing this is, like, war really hasn't changed for us.
Dude, war never changes.
Since World War II. Like, we're still fighting the same thing.
Thanks.
Like...
Shout out to Ron Perlman.
Yeah. And Liam Neeson.
It's been the same since World War II.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
If there's a problem, we just send in a bunch of troops and tanks.
Yeah.
We really don't need to do that anymore with all the technology that we have.
No, we don't. I honestly think that the footman, as, like, a legitimate person, is kind of obsolete.
Well, I mean, when you think about it like this, like, we have technology now that we could, like, we used to think back in World War II, like, let's destroy planes, like on runways and everything like that. Mm-hmm. We don't need to do that anymore. Like, with the technology we have, you can just blow up the damn runway and they're not getting planes anywhere, so who cares?
Well, I mean, the idea is that they can rebuild the runway, or...
Not easily. You cannot easily fill in a crater.
You can probably build a plane easier than you can build a runway.
I've got a question for you guys. Why do asteroids always land in craters? Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Yeah. I never really thought about that.
So...
all right, we're done with the...
No, okay, so this Black Ops guy getting hired in the military... That would be like Casey Hudson getting hired to head like the space program. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense.
That would be like if we were to get hired by CNN as legitimate newscasters.
It's like,
I know.
Because
Like, what is
because
this?
we do a podcast and sometimes we talk about news.
yeah.
I was just
I'd
wondering
take
what
that
you guys
job, by the
thought.
I'd also take that job. CNN, if there is a standing offer.
For illegitimate newscasters, we're all about it.
I mean, or Fox News. I would totally not actually work for Fox
I'll
News.
do the
but-
midnight shift. I don't care.
Speaking of things being legitimate, I actually forgot to bring this up in the meeting, but I'm going to bring it up to you guys right now.
Okay, everybody can hear it on the
Is this
podcast.
funny? Is this fun? Or is this still cereal?
It's I mean, it's not
Dude, I
really.
love cereal.
I do.
It's not really one or the other. It's
What's
just
your
kind of cool.
favorite cereal?
I'd probably have to say either Frosted Flakes or Apple Jacks.
Those are solid choices.
You?
Lucky Charms.
That's good, but I get a little tired of all the everything that's not a Lucky Charm.
Yeah, it's true. You do get the depressing part when you're done eating all of the marshmallows, and it's like, well, now these are just soggy Cheerios.
They're not even Honey Nut flavored. They're just plain Cheerios.
I mean, you're supposed to get the mix, but
Okay, so cereal, right? Okay. So Matthew Cole sent me an email on Tuesday.
I don't know who that is.
He is the guy who voices Davis. He's one of the guys who
Oh, okay.
He's
comes in just for voice acting.
scripted to voice like 5 different people.
Yeah.
Currently in 7.
I heard that.
Yeah.
So he sent me an email saying, if Mach7 were given an opportunity to do voice acting for a legit real-world project, i.e. a game, would it be interested? He says he's doing a class project with a guy in audio design who has connections to people who need voice actors.
And did you say hell yes?
Yeah, I was like, absolutely, that would be awesome.
Yes, I would love to do that.
That would be really cool.
If there's legitimately somebody who wants to capture my hammy voice and put it on a legitimate game, I mean, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, right?
I don't have a really good voice. I just want to be I want to be in the room.
I
with
don't know.
legit. I really don't need to be a voice actor.
I think you sound very all-American.
That's what I really go for, y'all.
They should, that's what they should do. They should hire you to play a person in, like, Call of Duty.
Exactly. That's what I go for.
That's what I go for too, you all.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Hoorah. Macho Man.
But you know what? That'd just be really cool to be able to just be, meet and experience. Like, if I could just go and, sometimes go and see.
Imagine having your name on something that
I really
has
don't need
more
my
than
name somewhere.
40 subscribers.
That'd be so cool.
If I could just go and just experience it once in a while, what they're doing, to be a part of that process would be amazing.
Yeah.
Even if it's a not very well known named game, it still would be really, really cool to see them go from beginning to end process. Which I'm sure by the point that they're talking about voice actors, they're way past a lot of that part. But it'd still be cool to be able to see what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going into video game development myself, but it'd be cool just to volunteer in that type of. I would totally volunteer and help.
Yeah.
With
I
video game.
think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, that is an offer we would gladly accept, and by
So, yeah.
we, all of us.
All of us.
We're speaking for the entire group, even
pretty
though
much.
I haven't told any of them.
There are maybe 2 or 3 that wouldn't, but
I don't think even that. I think anybody would jump at the
I
chance to do that.
challenge you guys to keep this a secret and just see if people listen to the podcast for that news. Deal?
All right. So, don't tell people
I
on
don't
Monday?
talk to anybody outside of the meetings, to be honest.
Well, I mean,
so
don't bring it up in the meeting.
do I ever bring anything up in the meetings?
Just about how badass my biceps are.
I'm pretty sure that you
talking
were
about-
the one who talked about your biceps. And
Actually, you helped spread the story. Actually,
I did help spread the story, but the story was you originated the story.
Yeah, true. But yeah, so let's keep that on the DL
Okay.
and see
Just see who
how many
notices.
people get excited.
I mean,
and
it's
explode the
it's
comments.
really funny because if I wasn't part of this podcast, then I wouldn't listen to this podcast.
See,
That's the problem.
that's a problem.
You're
We don't
part of
even
the
get
problem.
We don't even get support from our own group. So I really wonder where our viewer base is coming from.
But I go through and I'll click on each of them to give the view, but I don't listen to
See, but that I don't want it. I don't want to feel like that horror that you're just gonna just give it a little bit of a time to and just walk away. I really want your heart and soul.
Chris,
I
don't
want
just
your
hit it and
ears.
quit it.
Yeah, jeez. I was trying to be a little bit more like my music at the start, a little more feely to it, but you just kind of went at it like Snoop Dogg.
Well, that's what they call me on the streets.
What street?
College Ave.
You
that-
always
It's like Ave without the H.
you always struck me more as like Snoop Stork or something, or like
No.
Snoop Flamingo.
Bro, no way. I'm more like Vanilla Ice.
You cannot have the word ice in your name.
Oh, that's right. No, it's like we're a tag team.
Oh, Vanilla Ice, Iced Tea, and then...
You know, this guy. Ice. Ice guy. Ice cast.
Mr. Freeze.
On the rocks.
I can be
Arnold,
on the
Arnold,
rocks.
calm down.
On the rocks, because he has gravel in his blood.
All right.
I do.
See, I'm linking this all together.
That was fantastic. All right, so our first boy band single is going to be Me Love You Long Time.
Oh, well, if we're going to be a real band, I'm not sure if I can do that because I'm already part of a band.
Too bad. You
Too
could be
bad.
2 bands.
I guess I can double dip.
You'll do it.
I mean,
See, he just likes to hit it and quit it with everybody.
I know, right?
shout out to
Jeez.
the hit heavy metal band Rage Bucket.
Rage Bucket.
Yes.
Is that like a bucket of rage, or
That's as bad as a name as like I was seeing like somebody's name that's a local band is What the Folk.
Please tell me they're folk music.
I have no
If
idea.
they aren't, then that's a missed opportunity.
Bucket, by the way, is spelled Bukkit.
Why?
It's very important
So
Why
it's
don't you
like
just call it What the Bucket?
because that doesn't work.
Really? Because
But-
I'm pretty
but
sure
yeah,
Rage Bucket doesn't work either.
It totally works. Clearly, you don't know heavy metal band name conventions.
You're right.
Name one other heavy metal band for comparison.
Like the one I would go to, I'm not gonna say because it's pretty awful.
All right, don't say it then.
But there's like Cannibal Core.
Nice.
That's
What
pretty.
what one would you suggest? We'll censor it.
Is an actual band.
Don't censor that, please. Keep that in.
No, I'm absolutely censoring that, but that's hilarious.
It's an
Can
actual.
you get like at least the last sounds to it? So you
No.
It's an actual band, and their logo is the AC, and they're designed to look like their respective.
Jesus.
Yeah. So Rage Bucket doesn't seem so bad now, huh?
Oh my god. All right, well, we should start thinking about trying to wrap this up.
Absolutely. Go ahead and take us out.
Okay. Thanks for listening to episode 11. It's 13. Why did I say 11?
We were talking about episode 11 earlier, so way to screw it up.
I'm so dumb.
Why don't you just finish it, Andrew?
You're bad at intros and outros.
I know. I hate my life.
you-
I'm bad at the middle part, too.
At least you don't get it and quit it.
Why do we
Let's
even...
keep coming back for more.
Hey, I didn't hit and quit the podcast.
Yeah, you did.
That's
You
true.
hit one view and you're out. You're supposed to be able to view it for a long
No,
time.
I
and
mean,
revisit,
like,
and then come back
I
and
mean,
just,
like,
come out in your favorite
as far
parts.
as viewing the podcast, totally, but like participating in it.
See, but then you're as bad as any of our voice actors.
This is my third time.
Mach7.
I'm a vet.
All I want to be is a voice actor, so when you need me, come
Well, you
get
know,
me.
all I wanted to be was a voice actor too, and now I'm just so much more.
And look what you get
We
to
molded
do.
you into something amazing.
Look what you get to do.
This is pretty much the greatest.
Isn't it? There's no voice acting
This guy.
required.
I do love the podcast.
If you only listen to it more.
I mean, I love participating.
Don't
in
like
the
listen to the
podcast.
first few episodes because those are cringeworthy as we've quoted.
Well,
later.
I was part of the first few episodes.
Episode 2 was okay with you and Stuart. Episode like 1, 3, 4.
I did listen to episode
5.
1.
One was bad.
Not good.
But like after like 7, I would say it gets pretty great because then like we get out of this funk where we had like we literally had a schedule, and that was my fault. I will say I had a schedule because I didn't want to be like a bunch of awkward pauses. So
Wait,
we had,
wasn't I in 7?
Yeah, that was
Politicast.
yeah, like
That's where we picked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I don't know how, but
We didn't have anything
that's
to
when
do.
you started saying
Saltcast,
that
I actually had stuff written down. And like 7, I went over to your house. I didn't have anything written
right.
down, and we just had a blast.
yeah.
it was pretty great. I enjoyed it.
And then after that, now we always just come with like we have a story from every person, and we just comment, and it's just a blast. It's so much fun now. So I wish we could just like delete 1 through 6, but I think it's really good to show how much we've improved. If people are able.
But I mean, it starts getting really awkward if our podcast starts at 7.
Yeah.
I know.
We could rename them.
It can be a joke because like 7 is 7 and we're
Yeah.
7.
That's what it is.
Honestly, I don't see why GSO isn't like G70.
It should be. We should bring that up to Ross. Do you think he'll change it?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Absolutely not. But we can't talk about them.
Yeah. So, thank you for listening to episode 13 of the Mach7 podcast. Stick tuned next week where there will be another episode.
Yes!
And, yeah, that's the end.
You did make Stick Tuned in the first one.
It's true.
Or was it you that made
It was
Stick
him.
Tuned?
It was, he said it, and then I was like, did you just say stick tuned? And then I forcibly made it a thing from there on out.
I sometimes accidentally say Stick Tuned in real life now. And
That's fantastic.
people always give me the weirdest looks. They're like, Stick Tuned? I'm like, fuck yeah, deal with it!
How many times have we tried to end
Mach7
this
podcast!
That was only the second time.
Hey, you have a better track record than me.
I know.
So then,
Chris, you want to end the podcast?
no, not particularly.
Okay, everybody say goodbye. This is the end. Seriously.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks, guys, once again for listening.
I'm cutting that out.